Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava. One moment, one moment. Krishna, yes, here we are. Hare Krishna, everyone. Very, very happy to be together for this festival of Lord Nityananda. Already now, I thought today not so many will be able to be there, but already now we must think about extending the walls of the room. I thank you very much for making the endeavor to come from far. Actually, some devotees have come from America and from close. There are also a few devotees who have become festival connoisseurs. They were just in Radhadesh, and since this year the two are so close together, Nityananda Sapiens Day and Radhadesh Mellows, they have been so kind to include this in their journey. When I was chanting just now before Ananta Gauranga came and said it's time to go, when I just chanted, I was really praying to the Lord that these devotees have come from so far, that they all have brought themselves or their lives with them, and they all hope that this festival will be inspiring and give important impetuses, or that, how do you call this, udipana? It's an impetus, it's an impulse, it's an inspiration, so that they can find the answers which they look for, or the inspirations and insights which are missing in their life. I sincerely hope that all together we can create such an atmosphere where the Lord will feel inspired to come and grace us with His presence, and take up residence in all of our hearts. It's my sincere desire that this happens. I also notice this year there will be devotees, many devotees who are not directly or who are not my disciples. I nevertheless welcome you affectionately. Nevertheless, that's not the word I want to use. I welcome you, because I do think that this festival, or Krishna consciousness in general, is not groupish, it's not sectarian, it's not exclusive. Oh, here's our group and there's others who are not in the group. Although some of you would like to have it this way because of a sectarian outlook to life, I don't think it is healthy spirituality or healthy Krishna consciousness. So yes, so we welcome all of you and the cat from the neighbor to come and get the mercy of Lord Nityananda. I will give a lecture the day after tomorrow. It's called Gonitai, the Dance of Opposites, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was culturally very conservative. Lord Nityananda was very, very liberal and and I believe both is necessary in our own spiritual life. Conservative approach to life connects us with the tradition and the saints of the past. And we want to conserve their memory and the gifts. But we also want to adopt and adjust our spiritual life to the changing times. And instead of unnecessary discussions or sometimes even heavy debates, I feel both of a mature understanding combines these both in the dance of opposites. Spiritual life is very deep, my dear devotees. It's not black and white, and it's also not gray. It is something else. Hare Krishna. So yeah, today I want to give you a welcome lecture. I want to set a tone for this festival, perhaps, and I will start almost now. I think we all recognize we have many devotees in this room and little air circulation. So at the same time, we don't want to have the Antarctic climate in here suddenly. So maybe you intelligently, with your Vishvakarma intelligence, can moderate between the two. Good. Jai Jai Radha Madhava Kunya Vihari. Krishna, Krishna. Once a king was traveling with his entire army. He had a political reason to do so and happened to come in the darkness of the forest about a saint. The saint was sitting there doing his bhajan, and the king asked him, "Who are you?" At which the saint asked, "And who are you?" And the king answered, "I'm a king." And the sadhu responded, "And so am I. I'm also a king." The king said, "Then where's your army?" Remember, he was traveling with an army. And the saint answered, "I don't need no army because I have no enemies." If you are a king, then you should have a treasury. Where is your valuable things? And the saint answered, "My dear child, my treasury is santushta. I'm always satisfied. This is something no money can buy you." That's such a great treasure. The king said, well, then where's your kingdom, your land, your property?" And the saint answered, "The sacred space in the heart is the kingdom in which the Lord plays." And at that moment, the king realized everything he had taken pride in, an army, a treasury, a vast empire, portrayed only his terrible spiritual poverty. When we come to a festival, we are asked to look inside and see how rich are we? Where is our kingdom? What is our army? In other words, what is there to protect us in our spiritual life? And I believe this is an important question which ISKCON as a whole and the devotees in the movement need to ask constantly. Otherwise, we will come up with very poor, it's called surrogates or replacements of the true spiritual treasures. And a festival like this is meant to wake us up to this. My lecture is called, please, this is kind to put this, Witnessing a Miracle. Today, my dear devotees, just recently I was thinking about how did all this come about? How is it possible that we are meeting today here in Golokadam? How is it possible that we are interested in the subjects of Krishna consciousness? And I see it is due to a miracle that is working, that is divine grace. It was in the year 1922 when Srila Prabhupada had his first meeting with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And without many words spent in polite talk, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur looked at him and said, "You're an educated young man. I request you to take the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the West." Imagine you come for the first time to Saint and he gives you such a momentous mission. Prabhupada said, "Of course I argued with him." I said, at the moment, India is a dependent country. We are under British rule. Who will take a message from a beggar, from a dependent, serious? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur convinced him that everything in this world is changing. Politics are changing. Prabhupada thought about it. He had become a follower of Gandhi to throw the British out of India. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had another perspective. He said, it will change. There will soon be no Gandhi. There will be soon no Britishers in India. Everything, the economics change. We can say also in our modern times, the year 2026 will see tremendous changes in our Western society, how we define values, what is security, and so on and so forth. But this doesn't affect us, or the spiritual reality. We are the true, happy, blissful, eternal parts of Krishna. And it is this message that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur wanted Prabhupada to take to the West. Back home, Prabhupada said, go back to the spiritual reality, and so on. When Srila Prabhupada arrived, back to Godhead. And what was his concept of back to Godhead? Well, he said, there's this material world, ever changing. Beyond this is the Brahman effulgence, the unchanging spiritual energy. And beyond it are stations, spiritual stations, where the Lord is worshipped in awe and reference, the Vaikuntha planets, and beyond that is lives the Lord of love, the Lord of loving relationships, Braj Krishna. Prabhupada came to introduce these lofty concepts in the Western world. When Prabhupada arrived, he had really nothing. I heard 40 rupees were in his pocket. 40 rupees. Of course, they were more valuable than today, but sorry, it's still nothing. And he called it a day spending in America. You for food, for what, and so on. But he had with him something that is as old as the soul. Something that is highlighted as the most esoteric secret of spiritual life. That is that Krishna, or God, is identical with his name. And he had this faith. Oh, yes, he sat under a tree, he chanted the holy name, and his movement started from there and spread all over the world. And at a certain time, this message reached either your fathers and mothers, if you're younger, or it reached you directly, and you became inspired. So I cannot tire to tell this tale. How Prabhupada went by himself on a ship from India to America. He had taken some granola with him. That's some granola. What is that in English? Some oat flakes, which he had roasted, because he was not sure, thank you, if he will find anything to eat in the Western world. So he had taken a supply of granola with him. Very innocent, very pure. It was not easy for him. He had to undergo two heart attacks. One was on a boat. He said later to a friend in Vrindavan that as he was plying the ocean on the Jaladuta and had this heart attack, he saw Krishna rowing a different boat and saying, "Come, get into the boat. I want to take you back home, back to Godhead." There were all the avatars of the Lord in the Nishinga avatar, Varaha avatar, Hoyagriva, everything. But Prabhupada denied or declined is the English word. He said, "No, I have not yet done my fulfilled the order of my spiritual master." A heart attack? And then think of starting a mission. This is only a Vaikunta person who can do this. Then he had a second heart attack in New York as he was climbing up the stairs. All of a sudden, the heart attack came and he fell back. And fortunately, there was a devotee who could catch him so that he did not hit the staircase with his head and perhaps have a fatal accident in there. It was not easy, my dear devotees. Uh, mm, uh, but Prabhupada could do this because he had the faith in the holy name and something which is just so precious. He expressed it in his arrival prayer. He had a certain consciousness or awareness. I'm not doing anything. He said, I'm not the doer here. I'm only the instrument. Or in his words, you are the puppet master. I'm the puppet. Make me dance. I'm not doing anything. You do everything. And therefore, in the midst of the greatest stress, so to say, with his early disciples and with things, Prabhupada, that it's your mission. No, Krishna, you will do it. I know for sure. There are prophecies and so on. My dear devotees, what we can learn from this is nothing in bhakti is attained. Everything in bhakti is given to you. Nothing in bhakti is attained. Everything in bhakti is given to you. I will make a confession now. For me, this is the greatest miracle. I've told this story perhaps 998 times, or more or less. And I feel so moved in a way. He comes, he leaves Vrindavan and the Jamuna, and he comes into the Western world, the innocent, pure devotee, very pure, with the mission which he had attained in his first meeting with his spiritual master. And that was in 19. And he somehow does it, and somehow we all become touched in our heart, and we make the decision, this is something for me, I will give my life for this. Isn't that a miracle? Yes. I think it is, my dear devotees. And how could it come that you made such a decision? Hare Krishna. So many other things. Our movement is not always so convincing in form. There are many things happening which is very human, but sometimes disappointing. How is it that you have the intelligence and the perspective to see This is valuable. It's a miracle, my dear devotees. It's an absolute miracle. And that is so much the beauty of our Krishna consciousness. But taking another perspective, I have to make a confession. I'm not sure if we have understood Prabhupada's message and mission. He wrote once a letter to Satsvarup Goswami. He said, I have given you everything, but you seem to not understand. You are quarreling with each other. You have not understood that the purpose is to become mad for Krishna. Now, when we hear this with the Western mind, mad, no, that no one wants. Mad means just an absolute exclusive lover of Krishna. Bhakti, devotion, has 8 symptoms, and I will tell you the 8 symptoms from the Garuda Purana, and you can see if you have understood the message. First, the most simple one, affection for other devotees. I think you have, no? That I think we have our friends, and we have those we consider neutral persons, and those whom we respect from the distance, but still we like to be with devotees, and we have our devotee friends, and we appreciate them because of their Krishna conscious perspective. Second symptoms, to feel joy when the Lord is worshipped. You stand before the altar when there's an arti going on, and you come to a temple when the Lord is worshipped, and you feel joy. It's almost, like when you see a close person. In India they say a family person, and you see that he is respected, you feel great happiness, no? Yes? Yes. So in the same way, bhakti means to feel joy when Krishna is worshipped. Oh, our Lord is recognized and worshipped. The third symptom is fondness for hearing about me. You like to hear about Krishna. The you want to hear something new about Krishna, not necessarily something from the yellow press of ISKCON. Oh, this and that, and he said this, and what did he answer? No. You want to hear about Krishna. And now we come to the more ecstatic qualities. In your life, you are so touched by bhakti that you have symptoms like choking of the voice and tears flowing from the eyes. Further, you like to dance for the Lord. Further, you will give up deceit. You will not put things on your Instagram which are not true. Hare Krishna. There's someone who will be initiated, whom I will ask privately to only say the truth. Yes. Then you cannot imagine who it is. So then you like to worship the Lord, and here you're not using the Lord to make a living. Nowadays in ISKCON, we find the word my career in ISKCON. My career. Career, well, if it is innocently phrased, it is good, but many make a living from it. They buy their lively and so on. That is not good, because we want to develop bhakti for Krishna. We don't want to use him. These are 8 symptoms from the Garuda Purana. Afterwards, those who like to make photos of text, I leave this. I have it in this big book. There are many quotes interpretations. Yes. So, my dear devotees, Prabhupada's message, and that is also the message of Lord Nityananda, whose appearance day we will celebrate, is really uh, to become totally absorbed in Krishna. Uh, Now I was very, very uh, uh, um, pleased when I saw that the first symptom of bhakti is to appreciate and love other devotees. My dear devotees, how we treat each other is very, very important. Mm, uh, uh, if we have a loving company where we also live with each other's differences and don't judge them because of different uh, thoughts, different hairstyles, different what are these things, but where we genuinely care for each other, then our devotees will leave their fear and their insecurity. It's only out of fear and insecurity that devotees take shelter in material designations, not in Krishna, to protect themselves. And thus they build up their egos. The material egos, you can also build it up in Krishna consciousness. But if there is a loving, holding company, holding means inspiring. At that time, my dear devotees, it's no longer important for us to go for material values, for material recognition, for material validation, and in this way building up our egos. It is, we feel, oh, I would like to say that differences in natures should not make us apart. We should have a loving mood for everyone. I'm remembering a lecture of Radhanath Maharaj in Vrindavan where I was there. Was it a lecture or maybe we talked personally after his lecture? Now I cannot say for sure because it's mixed in my or let us say all together in my memory, lecture and personal talks. He said, after Jarikanda, we have no reason to make a difference between us because of different natures. And he was referring that in the Kirtan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the tigers were embracing the deer. Have you heard about it? Yeah. They were embracing each other, even giving each other a little, yes, Krishna. I heard like this, like the, or licking each other. That's a sign of affection in the amongst tigers and so on. And they were doing this with deer. Now, I don't think you can have a greater difference than a deer who is food for the tiger. And the tiger, no? Deer is a vegetarian. A tiger is a non-veg, and furthermore, the tiger eats the deer. But in the Kirtan of Lord Chaitanya, these differences were forgotten, and they danced together and showed signs of affection together. I don't really know what they did, but I saw a picture where they were embracing. But when the Queen of England, Elizabeth, came to our Avanti school, we had a mural, means a picture of that scene, Lord Chaitanya going through the forest and the animals embracing each other. And Queen Elizabeth asked in perfect British accent, "What is the gentleman doing?" Referring to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Oh, he sings and dances and makes the tigers and deers dance. Queen Elizabeth was absolutely, it was fascinating for her. Uh, and I think the devotee explained on the spiritual level the differences and differentiations, can disappear. Uh, and this is what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed. So during this festival, the Nityananda appearance day, and one birthday child is also there. During this festival, I request you to take the great, unique opportunity uh, and sit with each other, inspire each other, make sure that in your interaction with others, you can uplift the others, because that is a sign of bhakti, to appreciate the other devotees and so on. So yeah, I see a miracle unfolding. Please be aware, we all were caught and called uh, wherever we were. Perhaps we were walking in the street and we saw a Sankirtan party. Perhaps we read a newspaper and saw a wild rumor about a recent scandal in ISKCON. In some ways, we came in contact. Perhaps when our parents were together, they attracted us and we were conceived, lonely, wandering souls, and got the introduction to Krishna consciousness at a young time. But let us not forget the personality who made this miracle possible, this amazing, inconceivable miracle to touch our hearts with genuine spirituality, with messages like back to Godhead, wake up, conditioned souls, from your nightmares of material existence. Become rich in Krishna consciousness. No, let us not forget. And during this festival, let us try to step into the shoes of a devotee of Krishna who appreciates other devotees and uplifts other devotees, and it will be very, very memorable. It will give us that affection which we need, this validation which we need, this company which we look for, this being understood as we look for, and in this way make this festival our own miracle, where we are coming to the next level of Krishna consciousness. This is what I wanted to say. I did not want to speak very, very long today because you all have just arrived. Uh, uh, I just today, but I want to say something personal. Today, I walked, I met a devotee from the Ukraine who had been in Sweden for 2 years in the place called Alviksgård, and had met the painter or artist Jan Manalaya. You will have seen uh, uh, some pieces of his art. It is a really amazing artist, and due to this refugee situation, Sweden accepted these Ukrainian devotees only for 2 years, and then they had to move on. And this devotee asked Janmanalaya, "Can you please give me can you sell me a painting?" Janmanalaya said, "I never sell my paintings. Uh, and at the moment, I have no big painting to give away. I make I earn Lakshmi for my family by painting birds and natural motifs, but I don't sell Krishna paintings." And this devotee felt, very distressed because of having to leave this community which had given shelter. No? Then Jamadalaya saw that and said, "Wait a minute, I have the picture that saved Sacinandana Swami's life." What is the picture which saved Sacinandana Swami's life? You must know, after we had traveled for a year in India, our buses needed to get out of India and get something like a new visa. It's called a cane for India. We had to try, and we could get that only in Europe. So we were taking the buses, Chitakara Prabhu and myself, out of India, and we arrived during our journey in Kabul, Afghanistan. It was Ramadan. The believers were fasting all day, not eating anything but praying, and then in the evening there would be a cannon shoot from the what is it called? Festung, there's an English fortress over the town, which would signal now it's okay to eat. They would eat a huge feast, and because of being non-veg, they would eat also these heavy digestible preparations. So usually they were always very, very agitated because they were fasting the whole day, and then they ate such an unhealthy meal in the evening, not being able to control the tongue, and then having a terrible night, and walking waking in the morning as if they had been in a fist fight the whole night, and so on. They were agitated. And now we were in the midst of all this. We had a school, the Assamite school, where we taught the children of the Hindu minority, Bhagavad Gita, and so on. And we, Chitakara knew some harmonium and had a beautiful voice, and we did kirtans over the town. Soon our kirtans were so extraordinary because people danced, it had some rhythm and so on, and many were Muslims who danced to the sound of the madanga. We became well known, and too much well known. We were in the universities, we had the school, and we were a thorn in the eye of the believers. And I noticed very soon that I was shaded. People walked, there were people who walked behind you, and you go like, and you see someone disappearing in the shop. Then you go, ugh. Then after some time, someone jumps behind a fruit table or so. And you are shaded. Shaded, is that an English word? Shadowed. Thank you. You are shadowed. Yes, you're shadowed. At that time, another party from Germany came, a traveling party, who was joining the Nitai Gaur World Traveling Sankirtan Party, and on it was Jan Manalaya, the artist. And I said, "I'm shadowed." I don't know how long this will go. Uh, we have severely agitated the people here, and I'm fearing for my life. I'm seeing them, these shadowing people everywhere. Uh, could you paint a picture of Lord Nrsimhadev for me, which I worship every day? That he had some pencils and he painted. Tomorrow I will be able to show you this painting. It is very, very good. We have made a photo of it. And then I worshipped it. Oops. Oh, now I'm getting mixed up with my stories. Let me stay on the straight line. And finally, one morning, I think I told this to some of you already. I was just going to the outdoor toilet to do the long and big business. And all of a sudden, I noticed 3 or 4 of these pointed shoes before the door of the bathroom. It was, one of these gravitation toilets. You sit and boom, it goes down. And I knew the people who carried my death in their pockets and in their knives had arrived. I knew this is the time you should die. I had an astrological foretelling that about this age I would be assassinated. And I knew they were just there. They didn't want to, they wanted to wait until I'm ready so that they wouldn't become muchi when they dealt with me. So muchi means unclean. So I thought, no one wants to die at a young age. I was there and I thought, Lord Nrsimhadev, please save me. All of a sudden I got an intelligence. I said, okay, TK, I'm trying. So I yelled. I didn't dress in my pants. I kept it deliberately muchi. And I just ran, Jaina Singer, and ran past them. And they were so shocked, half naked Westerner, little muchi, and shouting something they had never heard before. I ran, and they immediately they ran after me, but I was already at the bus where we slept, and I closed the door of the bus, and we had a guard, and this guard had been sleeping in the shadow. He was a person, I never forget him. He looked like Quasimo from Notre Dame. He had six toes on each of his attractive feet, and he was extremely hefty, sturdy, and muscular, and he attacked these 4 people, and he brought them down, and was beating them severely. But afterward, they all ran away. They couldn't stand against Quasimo. That's my name for him. But he was bleeding very much, and we got out of the thing, and there were wounds from knives. If you can still them quickly, you can you could stop the bleeding, and we somehow, I don't know, I didn't know so well, but Shitakara knew, and we could stop the bleeding, and we brought him to the hospital, and that is the picture that saved my life. Lord Nrsimhadev. He's a very majestic Lord Nrsimhadev. I was so thankful when I came to the West I said, I can't worship you any longer, Lord Nishidev, because I'm not a pujari type. I'm a preacher and a dancer and a singer and so on. I cannot worship you. And I gave the picture back to Jan Manalaya because I felt he needs to be worshipped. So today, when I was with a devotee, the devotee said, "Do you want to see the picture which saved Chaitanya, which saved Sacinandana's life?" I said, "Yeah, of course." And I had forgotten. And then then I was shown this picture, and it touched me very much. For a long time, I could not speak very, very much. I had to always fight with my tears because I know from this and many other incidents, the Lord is there when you call him. The Lord comes in extraordinary ways to you. Don't expect him to always come in the way you expect him to come. And he is there for his devotees, and he protects his devotees, and there's nothing to worry if you can only surrender your life in the hands of the Lord. Then you are peaceful, the anxieties go, the need for outside validation goes, but you are drinking every day from the cup of deep, deep Krishna conscious satisfaction. That today happened to me. I saw this photo and I asked this picture, and I asked the devotees to make a photo with a mobile telephone from it, and tomorrow I will be able to show it to you. It's a very, 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 you will see when you see this picture, it is a living Lord Nrsimhadev whom you will see. I'm further convinced that if we can somehow tune ourselves into Krishna's presence, or to be more precise, into the presence of Lord Nityananda, that we all will experience a revolution in our heart. Perhaps some of you don't know, but Prabhupada's family is related to Udarandata, the first and foremost devotee of Lord Nityananda. When Udarandata went one day to the banks of the Ganga, he saw a personality, tears in his eyes. He was sitting and he was chanting, Gaura, 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 Gaura. He was chanting the names of Lord Gauranga. Then he was chanting Krishna, 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 Krishna. And Udarandata saw an effulgent light emanating from Lord Nityananda. That Lord was dressed in bluish cloth. He had long, elongated lotus eyes, a top knot like there, which held his hair together. And he was most extraordinary, different from any personality Udarandata had seen ever before. And Udarandata paid his obeisances to that Lord and invited him to take a meal. So during this meal, Udarandata proclaimed in the village, a great personality has come. Please, everyone come and eat today a feast at my home. So one Brahmana came also. He spoke with Lord Nityananda about the highest conclusion of the Vedic scriptures. But when Udarandata said it's time to eat prasadam, the Brahmana went up and wanted to go. Why do you want to go? Said Nityananda. He is not a Brahmana, this Udarandata. He is a Kayasta. I will not eat at what he has cooked and what is served in his house. We have discussed the conclusions of the scriptures. Anyone who is a pure devotee of the Lord is beyond the hierarchical divisions, said Lord Nityananda. Even the cooking spoon in Udarandata's kitchen is full of spiritual energy. That's what the cooking spoon full of. Udaran, bring your cooking spoon. So Udarandata didn't know what was happening. He brought a cooking spoon like this, and he put, and Lord Nityananda put the cooking spoon like this into the earth. And the moment he put the cooking spoon into the earth, my dear devotees, it grew into a beautiful flower-bearing tree. I don't know, some say it was a mango tree. I'm not yet sure and convinced, but it became a flower-bearing tree. And my dear devotees, der Witz ist, that's a German way of saying the surprising thing is, you can still see the tree in Udarandata's temple. It is a tree, it's a Nityananda tree. Lord Nityananda would constantly perform these things, which would wake up the people. I hope that Lord Nityananda will also do a miracle for you. But if you are not receptive, my dear devotees, if you are not believing that this is possible, then it may not come so clearly. But if you can bring your heart and your devotion and your spiritual openness to the festival, then you will see and hear things that will make you laugh in spiritual joy. Is that a good program?
Yes.
I think we all need less philosophy but more experience. People who only talk about the highest thing can become dangerous and judgmental. Only if they have experiences of the spiritual type will their hearts soften. The heart doesn't soften by knowledge alone. There must be devotional experiences which melts the heart. And I do hope for all of you this is happening. This is at least my prayer. And let us see. It's up to Lord Nityananda. Good. So let me now look at the wristwatch. Hare Krishna. I was yesterday flat in the bed. But today I'm gaining my strength again. Tomorrow I will be perfect. Perfect. Not perfect. I'm never perfect. But I will be in good health, I want to say like this. So let me see. So nice to see all of you. And you have not even started coming now, devotees. Let me do. I have my glasses. I have here. Oh, this is reading glasses. I need my darshan glasses to see all of you. Do you mind if I? No. These are, yes. Here they are. Do you mind if I look at you? And here you are. No longer blurry. Hare Krishna. It's a little unusual for you, I can see. Ah, well, if I start calling one name, I have to call all the names, but I can't do that. Thank you very much for coming. Really, it means so much for for me, because in this festival I will be a little bit more personal. I usually, you know, I'm the man of many notes. Everything is quotes, verses, and so on. But here I'm with my family persons, and I can be a little bit more free to express these things. But when I saw this picture of Lord Nishingadev, I felt really the Lord had come to me again after Kabul. He was a long time in somewhere. I had forgotten that I had returned it to Janmunalaya, and I saw a photo today. I first wanted to ask the devotees, can you give me this photo or this picture? But then I thought, no, as a devotee, we should give Krishna. We should not take Krishna from others. So then I requested for that a photo is made. And tomorrow I will show you. You won't believe your eyes. That is, I feel I'm only alive because Lord Shingadev uh, accepted my worship, and he protected me in that most dangerous situation when my death stood before the bathroom. Yeah, I really feel like that, and was not the Lord had changed the, the path of my life. So therefore, I'm here now, and I can be with you all. I'm very grateful. Hare Krishna. So we will see if Gaurahari is somewhere here. I saw you. Gaurahari will give us a little orientation through the festival. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm. Acha. Oh, we still have a little time. Gaurahari is informing. Would you like to? I don't. Would you like? Should we have a little communication and interaction? Would you like to ask something, say something like this? Hmm? We can also sing. Ash? Our genius is here. I will be very blunt with you. I'm asking always this question: have we already understood? I want to ask you a question. You can ask yourself. Why not dare to ask this question? What I experience now, is that already all that Krishna consciousness has to offer to me? Is this already have I reached the bar of my life, and the rest will be coasting in this, more or less on this? Or are there some spiritual goals or anything that is still coming? Oops, that you still wish to attain? I think if you think like, no, sorry, if you think like this, Lord Nityananda is there to, to help you. You said there is someone, Narayani. Wonderful, Narayani. Hare Krishna.
It's something from the old days in Heidelberg. It's I only want to ask you personal because I heard that you had when you were in your room in Heidelberg in this small room where
Yeah.
so and then you had a box there with with names of people you were preaching to, and you collected these names. And I heard it from a god brother, and I only want to ask you if you can maybe say something how you made it somehow, if you were meditating about these persons and praying for
Yeah.
them that they become devotees, and if you are still doing it like this in this box, or so I only want to hear this from you.
Yes. Your information is correct, and your name was in there. And why do you laugh? No, I was regularly praying. See, at that time I would visit uh, devotees, or not devotees, any kind of people. I was everywhere in Germany. Many people still know me when I go over the street. It is. I used to be everywhere. Uh, TV and this and that and concerts, and I would be with so-called famous people, and I was extremely active. But I noticed, Narayani, I could not bring the people on my own uh, beyond a certain level in their lives. Yes, I talked and I tried to answer their questions, inspire them, at times challenge them, and so on. But I knew, I noticed I can only bring them so far alone. And then I started this with a box. It was first an address box where I had, a little box like this. I had all the addresses uh, in, and then I would pray. And because the box became so full, I could not go through each single card any longer. It was just so full. Then I collectively, my dear Lord, everyone who's in this box, I'm preaching, I'm praying for their welfare. Uh, this concept I took further when I started to go on sacred pilgrimage in India. I would have the names on a piece of paper, and I would go up to my waist in the Ganga in Mayapur and in the Yamuna, and I would read this list and say, "My Lord, please benefit these people," and then I would uh, uh, close the gates and I would take 3 dips for them. I remember once uh, 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 Gopal Krishna Maharaj came by with many, many disciples and said, "What are you doing? You're not coming out. We have passed you already once. Now we are on our way back and you're reading names. What is it?" No, I said, "Yeah, I have to pray for these people. They are good people, but I'm not good. I have to pray that Krishna helps them." And then I took. Then he said, "Please put me also on your list." Then the next one who came was Jayapataka Maharaj with also so many disciples, and they also, "What are you doing there?" Trying to be of use. I'm of the conviction if you can uh, lighten the burden of anyone in this material world, the burden of suffering, then that is always a very good activity that Krishna likes very much. If I still do this, uh, yes, I still pray regularly for all my disciples, those who are enthusiastic and those who have become a little inactive. I pray for their benefit. Uh, but because it's many, I do a collective prayer. However, when there is some emergency somewhere and the name of a person is brought to my attention, then I need their birth uh, date also, and then I need also how First date, what else? When I don't know them, I need to see a picture of them so that I can, and then I pray for them. I believe that does a lot. I just read the that Krishna fulfills the wishes of his devotees, and also he helps those for whom his devotees pray. There is something like in Catholicism, Fürbitte, ne? Sagt man dazu. This is in Vaishnava. Once Hanuman came to Lord Ram and said, Ram, how do you remember all your devotees? Ram said, I have a book. Then Hanuman said, could I see that book, please? And he wanted to find his name, obviously. So he got a huge book, this big, and then another, and then another. He looked. He thought he should be in the first. But his name was not there. So he came with tears in his eyes to the Lord, and I looked through all your books. I'm not there. Am I so? I'm a little bad, no? And Ram said, you have not seen the book of my heart. And then he produced another small book, and there was Hanuman in the first place. Then there was Bibi-san, you know it. Guhak, Guhak, I think is his name Gu. What? Guha, yeah. So yes, it is in our tradition there, these books or boxes or whatever. And it's good if you also, you can also do this, but because on our own we are limited, no? But Krishna can do miracles. Yes, I still have books with names. But now, please don't everyone come and. But Narayani, also I do this now without books. It's when you do something for many years, you don't need a book. You know, when you play harmonium, after some time, you don't need notes to play from notes. You know, you know the fingers go where they're supposed to go. Then you practice. But this praying for others, I have strong belief in this. And I also pray for myself. Once Prabhupada ended his lecture in where was it? In London, and he said to his audience, the difference between you and me is that I cannot fall, but you can fall. That was the information. Then after that lecture, or perhaps it was the next day, a devotee saw Prabhupada praying before the deities, very humble. And he said, Prabhupada, you were praying for something? Yes, Prabhupada, I was praying to Krishna. Please let me not become distracted and fall. But you just said the other day that the difference between us and you is that whereas we can fall, you cannot fall. Yes, said Prabhupada, because I'm praying. This praying is something very powerful. It needs to be discovered, and I give you one tip, Narayani. When you want to say a real prayer, get out of your head, your concepts, your ideas, and get into the heart where you can pray with feelings. No? Then they are very powerful. if they're just words that you repeat because you have heard them or read them or you know you should do it, it's not so powerful. But if it comes from your own will, your own determination, then it's very good. Thank you for asking this question. No, I believe very much in praying, and I still pray for you. This is information you might be interested in. But I cannot claim it is because of my prayers. This is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, as devotees, we pray to the Lord, not only for ourselves, but for others. No, we do this. No. Premamrita. Correct? My God, I'm so good. Joking.
I'm very grateful to hear this question and your response, because actually just yesterday I was thinking in Christianity, which I grew up kind of part of, so praying for others, praying for your family, is so much a part of the religion. It's
Yeah.
like, and if you go to church, they have at the end of the church, you can go to the front and you can ask everybody to put their hands and pray for you. It's really powerful, actually. And I was thinking, oh, we don't see that so much. And then I was told how you pray and how seriously and deeply you take prayer. And so I really wanted to talk to you about this, and now it's come up.
Now it's come up, yeah.
And so I'm also, if you continue to share, I'm curious about the effect. Well, one is offering prayers when we don't really have a relationship very close with Krishna. Like, I don't feel like sometimes if some Maharaj is sick or something, then it said, okay, please everybody pray for this Maharaj. And I feel I've asked this question, like, who am I to pray for this person who's so close to Krishna? So how can I pray for others, and what mood can I have?
I think it is one of the greatest illusions of the Hare Krishna movement that we are not close to Krishna. It's a terrible mistake. It's something which Prabhupada he always talked about personal relations. Give everything for Krishna, try to please Krishna, and so on. But somewhere on the road, someone said, you are not qualified to do this. And it has become the story of a movement. When you are thinking you're not close to Krishna, when you never pray, then you are right. But if you pray and ask, you're also right. No, it's the idea of consciousness. Yes, we are unqualified. Yes, 100%. We should not forget this. We should therefore be very respectful, very kind. But no, we are Krishna's part. And he loves us. Prabhupada, he said this in our ashram. We have this on the wall. Prabhupada was explaining in Vrindavan, when you have a little thing in your finger, a little pain, you become so concerned for the finger, put it under the water, or let us say there's some, I don't know how you call this in English, when something from the nail comes and your attention goes in repairing that, or you cut yourself a little. So Prabhupada said, we are all part and parcel of Krishna, and he is pained when we are suffering. He said like this. So in order to soothe the pain of the Lord, you should turn to him. In chanting, this is the most important. This is very important that you not just chant some names, but you chant for Krishna and you turn to him. And like a child, like a father who hears the child, although the child is imperfect and so on, Krishna accepts this. Krishna cannot not like his parcel. He is not judging them or cutting them off, even if he feels he needs to give them lessons in their lives. It is for their best of interests. And you come closer to Krishna, Premamrita, if you know a little bit about him, his qualities, and so on, by informing yourself from the sacred scriptures. Prabhupada wrote us in Germany, my only criticism of you is you don't read enough. Not to me, he wrote it, because I was a translator. I had to work the whole day but with you devotees don't read enough. These books are not just for distributing. I wrote them for you. And by regular hearing about Krishna or reading, the inauspicious things will be removed from the heart, the misconceptions, and you will turn to Krishna in a natural way. Anything you read, let's talk a little psychology. When you read something, it seems that what you read about takes on a life of its own. It's there in some space. A good story, which is enchanting or enticing you, when you read it, it comes into a space where it is there. And you begin to relate to it. Like I do know the Krishna books, narrations about Lord Krishna, the prayers of the gopis in the Krishna book. It takes on a reality in the subtle realm, and you begin to interact. Yeah, I don't know how you are. I used to be a great reader of the Greek mythology, for instance. And I remember I read about a hero, and then I felt, I hope he makes it, and he slays the Minotaurus at the end. The Minotaurus was never slayed, so let me just move a little ahead. Yes, he made it. He was not killed by the Minotaurus. It becomes a reality where you want to know faster what happened here. No? So where is that reality? It is there. So Krishna Katha, or reading about Krishna, Krishna becomes manifest in some form for his devotees. And if we learn that, especially when we chant and we think of Krishna while we chant, we can think about a verse from the Bhagavatam which describes Krishna, and all of a sudden we are with Krishna. So important. Hare Krishna. I'm sorry, I also have my consternations, my objections to spiritual institutions. Yeah. So now, my dear devotees, I would say let us end here. Thank you for your questions, and let us just sing very briefly, 5-7 minutes, and then Gaurahari will give us a tune, and we will close the altar. Is this that we will close the altar? Most probably, no? Uh, you can tell me, yes. Ik ben toe. Spreekt u Deutsch oder Swami? Also, 2 Minuten. 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 2
Hare
Gurahari will give us a little overview, things we need to know. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, in the name of Golokadam community, we are very happy to welcome all of you in Golokadam. We are very excited for such a festival. Small note, practical note regarding tomorrow. We have a little bit of special constellation coming to place. Tomorrow will be Ekadashi, and we are actually fasting already tomorrow for Nityananda's appearance day. So it's a little bit different than usually. In case you can get more information, if you have any astrologer here, they can give you more detail, but that's how we go for this festival. And yeah, it's very, very promising. We see beautiful faces, lotus eye like devotees all around us. I think you might have noticed in the lecture Maharaj had a request so that we can take advantage of the association of the devotees. And like Maharaj was saying in a recent lecture, we often think of taking association, but it's also good to think of giving association. And Maharaj has prepared a lot of wonderful lectures that will be steering our mind and hearts. We have amazing Kirtanyas that are joining us this year, especially Amala, Harinam, and Kirtan Premi, and many, many others. We have Tirupati Goranga, who is there to cook. So I think with such a frame, we can expect miracles. And now the ending of the day is prasadam will be served in the tent outside. Please take all good rest and be back tomorrow latest for the lecture at 8 o'clock. Ideally 7:15 for darshan and Guru Puja. And if you are really good, you can try to manage it for Mangalavati. Hare Krishna, welcome.
Hare Krishna, yes, good night.